Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description.
Hello everyone, how are you all? In this video students, we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic important days for November month. The session will be quite interesting and important, so stay tuned with us till the end. Students, we upload the daily current affairs video at 5 am in the morning. Weekly current affairs, monthly current affairs and topic wise are uploaded regularly to help you prepare better for the competitive exams. Let's start. The first question is, when is International Stuttering Awareness Day annually observed across the globe? It is 22nd of October we observe this day, and it is to raise awareness about the stuttering, that is a speech disorder, and promote the understanding and support those affected by this order. First time this day was observed in 1998. And C, green ribbon, right? This is the symbol that is used for Stuttering Awareness Day. Next, when is the UN Day annually observed across the globe to commemorate the day the UN Charter entered into a force in 1945? It is 24th of October we observe this day, and this year it marks the 79th anniversary of the Foundation Day of UN, and there was a theme for this day this year, theme being building a better future together. Next, when is World Polio Day annually observed across the globe? It is 24th of October we observe the World Polio Day. Next, when is Indo-Tibetan Border Police Raising Day observed across the globe to mark the establishment of ITBP in 1962? It is 24th of October we observe this ITBP Raising Day, right? That is annually observed on 24th of October. This day also acknowledges ITBP's dedication to securing India's border, and this year it was the 63rd edition of ITBP that was observed. Next, when is UN Disarmament Week annually observed across the globe? It is from 24th to 30th of October we observe this UN Disarmament Week, and this is to promote awareness of disarmament initiatives that has been historically used by the countries throughout the world to establish international peace and security. This week is observed from 24th to 30th of October. Next, when is UN World Day for Audiovisual Heritage annually observed across the globe? It is 27th of October, and for the first time it was in 2006 we observed this day. Next is, when is National Ayurveda Day observed across India to create awareness about the role of Ayurveda? It is 29th of October we observe this day, right? That is your National Ayurveda Day. This day also observed on the Dhanvantri Jayanti or Dhanteras, the festival of celebrating Dhanvantri, the Hindu god of Ayurveda. Next is the Indian Army's Infantry Day is annually observed across India on which day? It is it is observed on 27th of October, that is to commemorate the contribution of the infantry in protecting India's sovereignty and security. Next is, when is International Animation Day annually observed across the globe? It is 28th of October that we observe this day, and first time it was in 2002 we observed this day. Next, when is UN International Day of Care and Support annually observed across the globe? It is 29th of October. First time it was observed in 2023, and hence we can say this is the second edition of this day that was observed. Next, when is UN World Cities Day annually observed across the globe? It is It is 31st of October. We observe this World Cities Day. First time observed in 2014, and there is a theme that is youth leading climate and local action for cities. Next, when is World Vegan Day annually observed across the globe? It is 31st of October. We observe the World Vegan Day. Next, UN International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists is annually observed on when? We observe this day on 2nd of November, right? And it is to create awareness about the dangers of impunity for crimes against the journalist. First time observed in 2014. Next, when is Vigilance Awareness Week observed across India? It is from October 28 to 3rd of November. We observe this Vigilance Awareness Week, and the theme here is Culture of Integrity for Nation's Prosperity.
Next, when is National Unity Day or Rashtriya Ekta Divas observed? We observe this day on 31st of October. That is also the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, known as the Iron Man of India. Right, and he earned the title Sardar for his exceptional leadership. This year in 2024, it was 149th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and the first edition of the National Unity Day was observed in 2014. Next is, when is International Day for Biosphere Reserve or World Biosphere Day observed across the globe? It is 3rd of November we observe this day, and this day provides a platform to safeguard and dedicate the balance between humans and environment. First time this day was observed in the year 2022, and there are a total of 12 biospheres in India, biosphere reserves in India that has been recognized. Next, World Tsunami Awareness Day is annually observed across the globe when? We observe this day on 5th of November, right? And it is to raise public awareness of the devastating impacts of tsunami, promote understanding of safety measures, and implement early warning systems for such natural disasters. The theme here being youth and future generation. This is the theme here. First time this day was observed in the year 2016. Next, when is UN International Day for the Preventing the Exploitation of the Environment in War and Armed Conflict annually observed across the globe? It is 6th of November we observe this day, and it is to raise awareness about the consequences that war and conflicts have on the environment. For the first time this day was observed in the year 2002, and it is UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, that takes charge of observing this day. Next, when is National Cancer Awareness Day observed across India? It is 7th of November we observe this day, and lavender ribbon is the theme or is the symbol here for this National Cancer Awareness Day. First time this day was observed in the year 2014. Next, when is International Day of Radiology or World Radiography Day annually observed across the globe? It is 8th of November we observe this day, theme being radiographers seeing the unseen. First time this day was observed in 2012. Next, when is National Legal Service Day observed? National Legal Service Day observed on 9th of November, and this day was observed first time in 1995, and is to create awareness and promote legal awareness and ensure the equitable access to justice for the marginalized communities. Next, when is 136th birth anniversary of Indian physicist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman celebrated? When do we celebrate it? It is 7th of November. This day is observed, right? Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman, also known as C.V. Raman, known for his work in the light scattering experiment. He was born in 1888 in Tamil Nadu, and he is famously known for Raman effect. He was honored with Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor, in 1954. Next, when is National Education Day annually observed across India to mark the birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad? So, National Education Day observed on 11th of November on the birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, the first education minister of independent India. This year it was 136th birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, born in 1888, and this day was first observed in 2008 on 11th of November. Next, when is your UN World Diabetes Day annually observed across the globe? World Diabetes Day observed. When do we observe this World Diabetes Day? So this day is observed on. Let's keep this, students, as your homework, right? Comment below. Next, when is World Usability Day or Make Things Easier Day annually observed across the globe? So, World Usability Day. When do we observe this? It is observed on the second Thursday of the November month. There is a theme being designing for a better world, and it is for first time observed in the year 2005. Next, when was the United Nations International Day for the Prevention of and Fight Against All Forms of Transactional Organized Crimes observed across the globe? So we observe this day on 15th of November, right? And it is to raise awareness about the dangers of various types of transmitted or transactional organized crimes and to strengthen the global collaboration that is required to address these challenges. Next, when is National Press Day annually observed across India? National Press Day observed on 16th of November, right? And this is the day on which Press Council of India started their function as the moral watchdog to ensure the press maintains high standards and is not fettered by any form of influence or threats. Also remember, press is also the fourth pillar of democracy. There is a theme also, students, for this day: changing the nature of press. Changing the nature of press. This is the theme here. Next is, when is National Epilepsy Day annually observed across India? It is 17th of November. We observe this day, and purple color is associated with the epilepsy. Next, when is International Students Day annually observed across the globe? It is 17th of November. We observe this day. First time this day was observed in 1941, right? And 17th of November is also marked as the Freedom and Democracy Day in both Czech Republic and Slovakia. Next is, when is World Day for Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation, Abuse and Violence annually observed across the globe? It is 19th of November. We observe this day. First time observed in the year 2022, and it is to raise awareness about child abuse and violence. Next, also students, remember there is a child helpline number 1098. This is a phone service that provides emergency care and protection for children in India, and this service is maintained by Ministry of Women, Child and Development. Next, when is UN World Toilet Day annually observed across the globe? So World Toilet Day observed on 19th of November across the globe to draw attention to the public health, environment and dignity challenges posed by the inadequate sanitation. There is a theme here for this: toilets, a place for peace. And hummingbird here is the symbol for the World Toilet Day. Next is your National Integration Day or Kwame Ekta Divas, commemorates the birth anniversary of which Indian leader? So Indira Gandhi, right? Kwame Ekta Divas annually observed on 19th of November to commemorate the birth anniversary of Indira Gandhi, the first female Prime Minister of India, and the Kwame Ekta Week is also observed from 19th to 25th of November. Next, when is International Men's Day annually observed across the globe? It is 19th of November. We observe this day. There is a theme: positive male role models is the theme here, and it is 1999. We observe this day for the first time. Next, when is Women's Entrepreneurship Day annually observed across the globe? It is 19th of November. We observe this day. First time observed in 2014 at the UN headquarters in New York, USA. Next, when is World Children's Day annually observed across the globe? It is 20th of November. We observe this day, right? And it is to promote the international togetherness among and create awareness among the children worldwide and improve the children's welfare. There is a theme here that is listen to the future. Listen to the future is the theme here. Next is, when is UN Africa Industrialization Day annually observed across the globe? It is 20th of November. We observe this day, and observed for the first time in 1990, and it is to basically increase the awareness about the industrialization in Africa. Next, when is National Newborn Week annually observed across India? National Newborn Week is observed from 15th to 21st of November. Theme here being safety, quality and nurturing care, birthright of every newborn. I repeat, safety, quality and nurturing care, birthright of every newborn is the theme here. Next, when is UNESCO's World Philosophy Day annually observed across the globe? It is the third Thursday of November month that we observe this day, that is World's Philosophy Day, and it is usually observed by UNESCO. Correct. And World Philosophy Day 2024 was observed last year in 2024 on 21st of November, and this year, that is the third Thursday of November, it was observed. Correct. Take a note of it. Next is, when is UN World Television Day annually observed across the globe? World Television Day on 21st of November we observed this day, and first time it was 1997, and to create awareness about television, that how has it impacted globally, and it has basically transformed the social lives. So that's all for the day, students. Now let's move to some revision part that will be beneficial for your learning. Which is the UN's World Science Day for Peace and Development annually observed across the globe? It is 10th of November. We observe as the UN World Science Day for Peace and Development. Then there is a theme here that you need to remember. Theme being youth at the forefront. Next, when is National Education Day annually observed across India to mark the birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad? So it is 11th of November, observed as the National Education Day, and for the first time it was observed in 2008. And this year it was the 136th birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. Next, which organization has recently inked an agreement with the Department of Biotechnology to conduct biotechnology experiments? It is ISRO. Right, take a note of this. Next is the CPI based inflation reached a 14-month high of how much percent? It is 6.21% in October month from 5.49 that was in September. Also, the food inflation that we are seeing has also high this month in October, and we are seeing in November also we are seeing the inflation is close to more than 10%. Right. Next, which institute has recently secured the highest rank in India in the 16th edition of Cochrane Simon World University Asia 2025 list? It is IIT Delhi. Right, they have secured the highest rank in India, and this was the 16th edition of the Cochrane Simon World University ranking. If we talk about IIT Bombay, they were at the 48th position. IIT Delhi was at the 44th position. IIT Bombay, they were at the 48th position. IIT Madras at the 56th position. Which was the university that secured the first position here? It is the Peking University of China that secured the first position. Next, which organization has recently released Global Tuberculosis Report that stated that India has registered 17.7% decline in the TB cases from 237 per lakh population in 2015-19 in 2023 to 195 in 2023. So a 17.5 reduction we are seeing. This report was released by World Health Organization, and TB is tuberculosis that affects your lungs, and this is a communicable disease. Next, the World Bank has approved $200 million, and this loan was approved. This is a loan that was approved for Kerala's Kera project. This Kera project is basically to provide agriculture sector in Kerala a boost, to provide them with technology, with various infrastructure funding that is required, and this will be benefiting more than 4 lakh farmers in Kerala. Next, which city has recently launched 55 satellites into orbit using Soyuz 2.1B rocket, including 2 Iran satellites? So, which is the country? It is Russia that has launched these 55 satellites, out of which 2 are of Iran. Correct, they were launched using the Soyuz 2.1B rocket. Next, name the world's first wooden satellite that was launched into space by Japan from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, USA. What is the name of that wooden satellite? And this is important. This will be testing, or this will be kind of experiment in itself, that we are launching a satellite into space that is wood, right? So can it sustain the radiation there? So everything will be discussed here. So it is LignoSat. This is the name of the wooden satellite, the first wooden satellite launched by Japan in space. Next is, which country is set to host the first international esports championship in 2025? So it is China. It is our India that will be hosting the first international esport championship in 2025, and participants from 150 countries will be participating here. Next, which country has retained their position as a leading supplier of oil to India as of September 2024? It is Russia. Next, in which state the first ever integrated check post was recently launched on the India-Bhutan border? It is Assam state. Correct. Take a note of this. Next, which city has recently emerged as the world's top city brand in the Brand Finance Global City Index 2024? It is London, UK. Right. Second position was secured by New York of USA, and third position was of Paris, France. Who has recently reappointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Axis Bank? So Amitabh Chaudhary has been appointed as reappointed as the MD and CEO of Axis Bank Limited. He will be in this position for the next 3 years, right? Next, who has recently won the F1 Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo, Brazil? So Max Verstappen, right, has won the F1 Brazilian Grand Prix. Correct. Take a note of this. And this is the fourth straight F1 title for Max Verstappen and the eighth title for 2024. Next, when is National Legal Service Day annually observed? National Legal Service Day observed on 9th of November. And here remember, the first ever National Legal Service Day observed in 1995. Next, which volcanic mountain has recently erupted in Indonesia, causing casualties and damage to the villages? So Mount Lewotobi Laki, right? This is the name of the volcano that has been recently erupted in Indonesia, and it took lives of at least 10 people. Next, which port is India's first port that has introduced Green Ship Initiative through Environment Ship Index portal? It is Mormugao Port of Goa, right? This is the first port of India that has introduced these green ship initiatives, that is to promote environment friendly practices for the seagoing vessels. This will be promoting sustainable development goals, and also the energy that will be utilized here will be the green energy. Next, according to the Central Water Commission's report, glacial lakes and other water bodies in the Himalayan region, they are witnessing an increase in the glacial lake area, and the increase is almost of 10.81% in 2024 as the ice is melting. That is the reason the water is increasing in those lakes, and the area of those lakes is increased. Say for example, this is the lake area, but because of the melting of the ice, this area becomes this much. This is an increase of the area. So we are seeing on an average a 10.1% increase in 2024 because of the climate change, and almost 67 lakes, they have experienced an increase of almost 40% in the area of those lakes. Next, according to ADB's report, Asia Pacific Climate Report, catalyzing finance and policy solutions, the climate change under the high-end emissions lead to -% in the GDP by 2070 across the Asia Pacific region. If we are talking about the Asia Pacific region, almost 16.9% of the GDP will be lost by 2070. Whereas if we talk about specifically for India, almost 24.7% of the GDP will be lost because of the climate change. Even World Health Organization, they recently released a report as well as along with World Bank that stated that because of the rise in temperature, India will be losing 10 to 20% of the daily working hours also because of the rise in temperature. Next, who has topped the 11th edition of the Huron India Philanthropy List recently released by Edelgive Foundation in partnership with Huron India? So Shiv Nada, right? He has topped this 11th edition of the Huron India Philanthropy List released by the Edelgive Foundation in partnership with Huron India. Next, who has recently won the International Hockey Federation Men's Player of the Year in Muscat, Oman? So who won it? It was won by Harmanpreet Singh. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, which word is selected as the Collins Word of the Year 2024? So which is the Collins Word of the Year 2024? It is Brett. Brett is basically a person who is full of confidence, independent, and Brett basically signifies a person who is or we can say who is too much arrogant, we can say in that word, right? Who is full of confidence but in a negative way, right? So this is the word of the year 2024, Collins Word of the Year 2024, Brett. Next, who has recently sworn in as the 51st Chief Justice of India? So who was the 50th Chief Justice of India? D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. And who is the 51st here? Justice Sanjeev Khanna. Here, the oath was presided by whom? The oath of the Chief Justice is presided over by Draupadi Murmu ma'am, the President of India. This question can also be asked. Next, who has been recently re-elected to a second term as the President of Moldova? So, Maya Sandu, right? A 52-year-old former World Bank economist has been re-elected to a second term as the President of Moldova. Next is, in which city India's first Mars and Moon analog mission has been recently launched? This is basically to recreate the similar conditions that we can find on the Moon and Mars. So Leh Ladakh has been chosen the area where India's first Mars and Moon analog mission has been launched. Correct, as it is to create similar conditions, because we see in this area the temperature ranges between 15 degrees Celsius to minus 10 degrees Celsius. It has high altitude, low oxygen levels and rocky climate.